Hello, and welcome to your next version of your virtual lessons. So, today we are going to be talking about the emperors of ancient Rome. If you have not yet completed your artifact form, please take a moment to watch this video and complete it. We're going to talk a little bit more about the video later as we continue on in the lesson. All right, so just some reminders. Your award celebration is on the 17th, and because of the holiday, there is no school on the 18th. As you can see, I am still away. That means that you still should be following procedures and expectations. Please also be keeping all the papers that are over at the table neat and organized because I can't go and fix them for you. So everything is available to you. And if you have questions, please continue to email. Be patient. I will get to you when I can. All work is going to be due Monday, 4/21. So today's goal is going to be talking about how the emperors of Rome shaped Rome's future and culture. The emperors of Rome are unique people, and we can learn a lot about Rome's history and how it changes over time with these folks. So we have already gone past the monarchy and the republic. We are now in the dictatorship era of ancient Rome. Reminder, a monarchy, mono, is when you have one ruler. The republic is when you have you vote for people to represent you, and a dictatorship is where you have a leader or a group of leaders that hold all the powers and they have few limitations. So they are allowed to have a lot of freedom with how they rule. So we've already talked about that Caesar's now been assassinated. And originally, Brutus had planned this assassination with the hopes that by ending Caesar, he would bring back the Republic, all of this crazy stuff would just come to a halt. Instead, because so many people backed Caesar and supported him, Caesar's grandnephew came in as the first emperor. So, an emperor is going to be a singular ruler of great power that rules over an empire. We've seen emperors already, like with ancient China. So, just like how Emperor Qin had a lot of freedom with having the ability to ban Confucianism and to begin his own concepts of legalisms, Roman emperors can do the same things. They can ban as they please, they can change things as they please. There's still some expectation, but they have a lot more freedom. So with ancient Rome, there's around 70 to 80 emperors that they've had. The number's kind of hazy only because Rome has a period where they end up splitting, but that's later. So our first emperor is going to be Augustus. He's going to be related to Caesar. He is known as the first one. When he steps in the power, he says that Rome is still a republic. However, he's doing this more for the namesake and also to appease those who murdered Caesar to keep the republic. By saying we are still a republic and having some of these things kind of in place, he kind of secures his role as emperor and makes sure that it keeps him safe. So his reign actually was pretty rad. He brought stability, he promoted peace, and they brought this era called Pax Romana that we'll talk more about. He brought social reform. He tried to stop that disparity between the poor and the rich. He promoted arts and literature and traditional religious traditions, such as with the original Roman gods that we see. So, the rest of the emperors that we're going to talk about today are unique. If you would please, because of copyright, I am not allowed to play the video during this recording. It is available for you on Canvas. Please enjoy it and then come back here. So, moving on to some weird people. Tiberius is going to be the stepson of Augustus, and he's going to be the next in line for emperor. He is known for being kind of awkward and reclusive. Although he's a successful military general, he's very paranoid. Being an emperor, you get a lot of enemies, especially as we've seen, assassination is pretty common. So he started to doubt people even that he was close to him and around him. People don't love this, which created instability in Rome. And then we get this next guy. This is Caligula. He came in, he was like, I'm not going to be weird. We're going to change some things up. Last guy wasn't cool enough. But his main goal was luxury and enjoying the life of being rich. So instead of going with his army, as many emperors were also generals, He stayed behind, let them die for him, enjoyed some fancy food, luxury, entertainment. He also was very known for being violent. So a lot of people did not like his reign. And then we get another chill guy. This is Claudius. A lot of people are already wary because the last guy was weird and the guy before him was weird. Claudius, and they were also concerned because he had some physical disabilities. However, Claudius is how we have a lot of the stuff that we consider with Rome. Rephrase. Claudius is the reason we have a lot of the achievements of Rome that we have today, such as the extensive road system. He perfected the legal system by expanding citizenship, so places that Rome had taken over as the empire, now those people could be Roman citizens. You did not have to live just in Rome. He also expanded Rome's empire to modern day Britain. So now they're owning places Britain, Asia, Africa. Rome is humongous. This guy kind of solidifies some of that. And then we have my boy. This is Nero. Nero knew himself as a great artist. He would, during his reign, invite tons of people to go and listen to him sing. The only problem is he wasn't very good at singing. He would keep people locked in a room while he performed for hours. If you had to use the bathroom, you were probably using it in your seat. And so many people were miserable during this time that they would even pretend to die. Nero is also known for persecuting Christians. So we're going to talk more about Christianity next week when I return. But Christianity has just begun as a religion. It is a small cult, and a lot of the Roman emperors do not like it because of its relationship and focus on the poor and women. Nero also is known, there's this myth that he, as Rome was burning, because for some reason Rome caught on fire, that he sang and played a lyre. Now we find later that this is not true, and we're going to talk a little bit about why we know this. But yeah, he's an interesting guy. So I also cannot play this video during my recording, but I highly recommend that you watch this video, please. It's going to give you some more information. Well, also, one of my favorite things about Nero is that when he finally died, out of everything he could say, because he was successful as emperor, he did rebuild Rome along with a palace for himself, but he did keep some stability. But when he died, he did not focus on his goals as an emperor. He said in his final words, "The world has lost another great singer." What a guy. This is Trajan. He's also pretty chill. He's actually even known as the best prince. He expanded Rome to its largest form, which is the way that we know it today, as an empire, not today. He created social welfare in order to give financial support and food to poor children. So they're still working on that leveling out of the plebeians and the partitions and that big gap between them. He also supported the arts, probably in ways different than Nero. And then the last one we're going to talk about today is Commodius. He started pretty chill because people were like, yo, this guy's buff, he's cool, he's in it, and he loved gladiators. Too much. He wanted to fight all the time. He was constantly going at it. And he also thought that he was Hercules. Like he was descended, he was related. And because of this, he was like, I think I'm worthy for worship. I should be the next god of Rome. So he tried to get Rome to change their religion to worship him. This didn't go great. And it was over by his rule. So these are only a few of the many emperors, and this is like the quickest snippet of information for each of them. Like the information is vast. Now you'll notice that a lot of these stories are really weird. This Latin word pretty much translates into dramatic memory. So a lot of emperors, when they died, their memory and image would be changed immediately. Due to a lot of the backlash that emperors had because of some of the rules that they made, or maybe like some opinions that they had, people would change up the story. History is like a game of telephone. And with this, people would change the history to make emperors look worse than what they were. Just like the story of Nero playing the lyre while Rome is burning, which was also your artifact video today. This never happened. He was actually far away at his vacation home. But the bizarreness of it, we can believe. And if you were to read this in the past with no information that this probably wasn't true, you would have a really weird opinion of the guy, right? So, a lot of the crazy stories we know about Roman emperors may not even be true because of the desire to make them more dramatic or to villainize these people. So, remember, anything in history you got to take with a grain of salt, but it doesn't change that the stories are still really fun and enjoyable. So, here's what you're going to do today. Today, you're going to pick one of your favorite emperors to research further. So, you will pick anyone from the slideshow, and then you can go and find more information online. Then I want you to create a wanted poster. You can create this on Canva or on paper. If you create it on paper, please make sure to color it. If you create it on Canva, make sure to email it to me. Please email it to me. So it must have at least 5 facts. So if you look at my example, I wrote about Julius Caesar. You can either put the facts in bullet point form, where you put a sentence each, or you can write in a paragraph like I did, including all these things. You're welcome to add any extra bits and pieces to it that you want. And you can use a template or you can create your own. So that is all that I have for you today. I did not mention this yesterday in my last video, but if you are finished, there is some assignments that you can still complete. I have extra credit available for you. Google Arts and Culture is always an option. Reading is always an option, but remember to take this time seriously and wisely. No video games, please. Thank you guys very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later.